Okay, so welcome to Restorative Yoga. I'm so happy that you are here. We're gonna be doing just a few movements tonight in this next hour that are designed to really help open up our breath and open up the spine as well. I'd like to set up for our first pose before we even go into our opening meditation. So the idea with this is you'll be set up in the posture. We can do our opening meditation and breath work, and then you can just lie right back into that pose. So what I recommend, depending on how many blankets and bolsters and pillows and things and blocks you have at home, if you have a bolster that's this shape, this might be really good to come behind you. And if you don't have a bolster that's that shape, you can easily take a blanket and roll it. Sorry, not roll it, fold it. So you want to fold it 1/3 of the way and then another third of the way. So what you end up with is a nice flat tri-folded blanket that is about this wide. So you can bring this blanket behind as well. So one or the other, both aren't necessary. Now just in case, let's also go ahead and put a block behind you as well, just behind the blanket, just in case you're going to need that block. So now I'll sit just as you'll be sitting. And you also want to have another bolster close by. This one will go under our knees at the right time. Okay, so now we're set up for Mountain Brook, which will be our first pose. But before we even get into that, we're going to just take a few moments to really get into the mood and the opening up for this healing restorative practice. So you can sit on the floor, but if you need a little height under your hips, you can sit right up onto that folded blanket or bolster that's there for you. All right, now today, I'm gonna invite you to close your eyes, and we're gonna experiment with a few different hand positions. So we're gonna open up with our breathing and a little self-hands-on healing today. So let's start with eyes closed. Just take a gentle rub between your palms, creating some heat and some friction there. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale through the mouth, let everything go. Let the hands come to stillness. And then bring your hands one on top of the other, crossing over the heart. Now the eyes close. And just come into your breath here. And just noticing what it feels like to begin to breathe in this moment with the hands crossing over the heart. Letting the breath be very gentle and spontaneous, no effort at all with the breathing. Noticing any feelings of comfort or connection. Now we're going to change this just a little bit. So you might look here. With one hand, you'll make a light fist. So just an open fist right at the heart. And then your other hand will blanket over. So with that fist on the chest, the other hand gently blanketing over, eyes close again. And noticing how this one feels. Perhaps the fist in the hand, that symbol of strength, creating that connection with your own empowerment. Gradually feeling any mental strain or busyness fading away. Now we'll shift again. So we go back to one hand on the chest and now bring one hand onto the belly. Again, just breathing and noticing what is true for you here. Connecting your healing hands to the heart and to the belly, holding yourself with compassion and tenderness. And our last one, the hands will cross in front of the chest and just reach your hands up for opposite shoulders here. And just give yourself a gentle squeeze, a gentle rub. Breathing deeply, feeling as though you're giving a very sweet hug to your own body. Noticing how your body responds to this touch. And now very intuitively, bring your hands to anywhere on the body that hurts. If you have tension, anywhere at all, just let your hands lightly rest there. And take a few breaths, connecting your healing hands, your breathing, and your intention for healing and self-compassion. And now letting your hands come into the position that felt most comforting for you. So whatever that was for you, the most comforting position, return to that. And just take a moment here to have an intention for yourself, for your practice. It may be something simple like, I wish myself peace. I send loving kindness to myself. I am loving with myself. Whatever feels right from your own heart. Letting the eyes softly open up. We'll come back into that first posture, mountain brook pose. So you'll come off that blanket if you're sitting on it, and bring a second bolster or support underneath the knees. The most important part of the posture is how you lie back over this blanket. So when you lie back, you want to have the top of the blanket here aligned with the bottom of your shoulder blade so that your arm, your shoulder head drops down and your arm extends out to the side on the top of that blanket. So both the hands are out to the side. If you have any discomfort at all with the lower back, you can lift this bolster up on its side or put another prop under the knees, get the knees a little bit higher up. And then maybe you need the block under your head, maybe you don't. So this mountain brook pose here, just allowing the body to flow over these bolsters and find a fluidity like water in a mountain brook, how it flows over boulders in the spring stream. And once you've found your posture, please close the eyes and make adjustments here. Please make any adjustments that you need to get exceptionally comfortable in the pose. We'll be holding it for a little while and I'll cue you out of it. All right, so once you've adjusted your clothing and your position so that you're very, very comfortable, the eyes close, maybe an eye pillow over the eyes or a scarf, or maybe nothing at all. We'll begin a very simple breathing practice. It's called the centering breath. And you'll just notice your breath flowing in and out as it naturally does. And then you'll take a deep, purposeful breath in and follow that with a sighing exhale. Letting everything go. And then you return to 2 or 3 rounds of just natural breathing. And then when that sighing breath comes around again, really exaggerate the exhale. Release any tension at all from the jaw. A vocalization is really helpful to let go of any pent-up tension in the body. And then you'll follow with, again, a few rounds of natural breathing. And then letting that centering breath go. And letting the breath be smooth and generous, unhurried, and rhythmic as you let your awareness move down into the feet. So your attention moves down into the sensations of the feet. And just feel the bottoms of the feet, from the heels to the toes, and the tops of the feet. I'm feeling into the ankles now. There's no right or wrong, just noticing how the ankles feel. And letting awareness rise up through the lower leg, the calf muscles, and the shins, just like how we put our hands on our body. We're touching and loving with compassion these parts of our body with our consciousness, with our awareness. Now up into the knee, feeling into the knee, letting it relax, breathing into the knees. And the thighs now, the hamstrings and the strong thigh muscles releasing all the way to the bone. Let go of the buttocks, feel their connection to the floor. The lower back. Release through the lower belly as well. Any gripping behind the belly button, let it soften and go. Feeling the whole spine. Really particularly noticing that blanket under the spine, how it's helping to splay the ribs a little bit and open through the front body, through the breastbone and the front ribs, freeing up the solar plexus and the diaphragm for spacious, easeful breathing. Feel the shoulder blades heavy down towards the earth. And both of the arms also heavy and relaxed, all the way out through the hands and the fingers. So we'll pause here, right in the center of the palm. Let your awareness rest here. Notice any sense of warmth in the hands, in the palm. Let the fingers profoundly release. And now drawing attention back up through the arms and the shoulders, right to the center of the chest. the spiritual heart in the center of the chest. Again, awareness will rest right here, welcoming in a feeling of easefulness into the heart, a feeling of unarmoring, perhaps. Of course, this is a magic that we cannot make happen with our minds, but which happens quite naturally by grace of the patience of this practice. So these long held poses, sending a signal of safety and restoration to the nervous system. And we just simply bear witness to the process of our body releasing these layers of stress and tension, breath by breath by breath. Now let your attention move up into the neck, into the throat. Feeling inside the throat, the inner throat, allow it to soften and release. Let go of the jaw. Releasing tension in the lips, in the tongue, the cheeks, the eyes now. Any tension around the eyes, the eyebrows, the forehead, the temples, and even behind the eyes. Any tension there behind the eyes, let it go, drain away. Release the whole scalp. And the brain inside the skull. Feel it relax down and nestle to the inside of your brain, of your skull rather. So now we have this whole body relaxing all together. Light attention, a unified awareness of all the parts of the body simultaneously releasing down and down and down, breath by breath. Now, in a moment, we'll transition from this posture. And it's very important to remember to move slowly, to try your best to stay as relaxed as possible, even as the body begins to move again. So as you're ready, just take a deep breath. And let the fingers and the toes begin to wiggle a bit. Maybe the arms and legs. And you'll make your way over to your side slowly. And when you come over onto your side, you may stay on that blanket, or you may decide to take that prop out from underneath you. And just rest here in the fetal position. As we rest here in a comfortable position, a familiar position, breathing along the spine, inhaling from the crown of the head down to the tailbone, and exhaling from the tailbone up and out through the crown of the head. So just tracing your awareness along the spine as you breathe, letting the spine feel calm and quiet. And with a hand underneath you, gently and slowly press yourself up. Come back to a seated position. And we'll just take a moment here, again, finding that most comfortable position of your hands. Closing the eyes and taking a few breaths. And noticing any shift in your depth of connection with yourself. Maybe not. Remembering your intention. That statement, repeating it again from the beginning of our practice. And the eyes can softly open. We'll set up for our next posture. Let's take that blanket, if you are using it, and roll it out across your mat, like so. So again, this will be behind you. So your blanket comes out behind you. And we still have that block there, which will help us as well. Now, how high the bolster or stack of blankets is under your chest depends on two things. It depends on the length of your torso. If your torso is on the longer side, you'll need a higher stack. If your torso is on the shorter side, a lower prop will be helpful. Also, if your spine is very flexible, you might appreciate having a higher bolster. So we're going to place this bolster here. We're on our way to side lying half moon pose. And then in front of you, you'll want to place either a bolster or even a block can work. All right. And you'll align, it doesn't matter which side of the body you start with. You'll probably just be on whichever side is there so you can see me. So bring the side of your body down onto the bolster and then try to arrange yourself so that your hip and your shoulder are equidistant off the floor. So we don't want the hip down with the shoulder really high, and we don't want the hip up with the shoulder really low. So we're trying to get a nice arc in the spine, that bolster supporting those lower ribs. Now your front leg comes forward and you bring your knee onto that surface, either a bolster or a block, and your back leg, your bottom leg is just extended. Reach your bottom hand out in front of you and bring your head down onto that block. Couple options for the top arm. It can be down here by the hip. If you really like that feeling of openness across the side body, you can bring that arm up and overhead and allow it to rest. Some of us will naturally want to roll open a little bit. So you can drop that top shoulder back a little bit and make it also a spinal twist. But the main action that we're feeling here is an opening in the side body. So really stretching and gently opening the intercostal muscles around the ribs. Now when you get comfortable, go ahead and let your eyes close and come back into that meditative awareness that the breath is flowing in and out effortlessly. And let every breath really be like a joyous relief. You know, it's such a gift in our life to commit ourselves to a practice which is so self-restoring. You know, we are kind of brainwashed by our society and our culture to believe that if we're not producing something or if we're not doing something, it has no value and no worth. But we are learning some things about rest at this time. We're learning that there is value, great value, and tremendous worth in just simply being. And when we give ourselves permission to rest deeply, there's a great joy. There's the potential for great joy to arise spontaneously and naturally from deep within us as our true state of being. And other times when we come into stillness, what surfaces is a lot of emotions that are unresolved within us as well. So whatever our experience is, blissful or disturbed, agitated or calm, the practice of restorative yoga helps us connect somewhere deeper than all of that movement, somewhere where our awareness is anchored in a reality that is untouched by the chaos of the environment or the chaos of our own mind. So how we work with our mind here is we don't try and control it or rein it in any fashion. We watch the thoughts go. We watch them come. We watch them go. We have kind of a sense of curiosity, like, oh, that's interesting. That thought's interesting. And then we let it go. And then another one comes. We let that go. But all the while, there is this steadiness of your breath. There is your commitment to your intention. And connection with the moment and your body. So as I allow for greater moments of silence for you to be with yourself in a real and authentic way, when you bear witness to your experience, please allow that eye that you look within with to be accepting and compassionate and loving. Let yourself off the hook. So we'll enjoy our last breath or so here in this shape. And now as you're ready, bringing your hand down, what you'll do is roll onto your belly. So just a simple movement, come over onto the belly. And now bring your hips up. So slide your body forward so that your hips are nice and high on the bolster for a face down Shavasana. This block can come under the chest if that's comfortable for you. That might not be comfortable. depending on your body. And then you can cross your arms and rest your forehead down. So that block, you might actually turn it lengthwise like this, so it goes down the chest like so. But if that doesn't work for you, it's not necessary. So we have our hips up nice and high, the forehead's relaxed down, the legs are totally relaxed. And we'll just rest here in face down Shavasana before switching sides. Now with our hips up on the bolster, we're getting the added benefit of a slight inversion. So with the hips above the heart, there's a greater ease of blood return to the heart and to the brain. So it's there's a purpose for having the hips up on that bolster. Okay, now please, you'll roll slowly and sweetly over to the other side. And remember again on this side, same as last side, that you want to feel your shoulder and your hip equidistant off the floor if possible. So again, we're going for that nice crescent shape in the spine. And the top arm can come overhead, or the top arm can be down by the hip, or you can roll that top shoulder back and come a little bit more onto the back of the head to add a spinal twist in. Finding that position that's most right for you. And settling in there, please close the eyes and just allow yourself to delight in the stillness and in the fullness of your breathing. Feeling again how the posture is supporting an openness and an easefulness for the breath. From the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, we get instruction for how yoga postures are enhanced. The sutra says, posture is mastered by relaxation of effort and meditation on the unlimited. Krishnamacharya says, Reflect constantly on the message of the yoga teachings. Dwell on the eternal while doing your asana, regulating your breath through pranayama. Meditate on the ever compassionate dwelling in the heart. Meditate on the ever compassionate dwelling in your heart. As you continue to rest into this posture, listen to these words. Just let them fall over you. Spirituality is, in its essence, an awakening to the inner reality of our being, to a spirit, a self, a soul, which is other than our mind, other than our life and body. It is an inner aspiration to know, to feel, to be that, to enter into contact with the greater reality beyond and pervading the universe, which inhabits also our own being, to be in communion with it and union with it. Spirituality is, in its essence, an awakening to the inner reality of our being. Sri Aurobindo said that. So this inner reality of our being lies down deep beneath thoughts and even emotions. Awakening to and being in union or connection with that part of us that is peaceful for no reason, that is joyful for no reason, that is loving for no reason, and that loves beyond condition. All right, we'll have our last breath here as well. And this time, please, when you come up, we'll come up just a little bit differently. So come on up. We're going to come into a wide-legged child's pose with support. So if you need the support underneath your knees, some extra cushion, slide that blanket back. You'll bring the knees really wide apart and bring some sort of support between the knees so that when you lie down, your chest and torso are nice and supported. Your head can either turn to the side or you can stack your hands and go face down. Let yourself nestle in here for a comfortable, supported child's pose. Oh, this is a good poem. It's called "We Call a Halt." We who have lost our sense and our senses, our touch, our smell, our vision of who we are. We who frantically force and press all things without rest for our body or spirit, hurting our earth and injuring ourselves, we call a halt. We want to rest. We need to rest. We need to rest and allow the earth to rest. We need to reflect and to rediscover the mystery that lives in us. That is the ground of every unique expression of life. The source of the fascination that calls all things to communion. We declare a space of quiet for simply being and letting be, for rediscovering the great forgotten truths, for learning how to live again. And there's one more poem. It's called Heart Prints. Whatever our hands touch, We leave fingerprints on walls, furniture, on doorknobs, dishes, books. There's no escape. As we touch, we leave our identity. Wherever I go today, help me leave heart prints of compassion, of understanding and love, heart prints of kindness and genuine concern. May my heart touch a lonely neighbor or a runaway daughter or an anxious mother or perhaps an aged grandfather. Send me out today to leave heart prints. And if someone should say, I felt your touch, may they also sense the love that is deep within my heart. So with that, you'll release from your child's pose. Moving slow is very, very good. You may want to sit with your legs out extended and either give a gentle bounce or maybe even a little bit of healing touch to the knees. And then once more, just find a comfortable seat and let your hands go to that position of comfort, those many different positions, the one that really spoke to you. Close the eyes again and once more remember your intention. And see if you can connect with yourself in a compassionate way. Those heart prints that we easily extend outwards to others, also can we leave them for ourselves? Can we show genuine care for ourselves in this moment? Can we soften and open to receive genuine care in this moment? Okay, the eyes can open. From this sweet place, all that's left is our final relaxation. So you'll want to come down, lying flat on your back, and you can fold the blanket out if you need extra cushion underneath you, or you can cover yourself up with that blanket if you're feeling a little chilled. That happens when we relax. Our body temperature drops, so that's not uncommon. Bring something under the knees if you can, if that feels good. And you're also welcome to bring something under the head too, if you like a little support. We're just going to get very, very comfortable. No right or wrong here. Just lie down. And your hands can be out to the sides with the palms facing up, or you're also welcome to touch the body in any way. You know, maybe the hands over the heart or the belly, or one hand on belly or heart. Just finding what is most comfortable for you now in this moment. We have time for a wonderfully longish Shavasana. We'll be here for maybe 8 minutes or so. And I'll definitely call you up out of it when it's time. So for now, just really let yourself sink in and let go completely. I'm going to walk us through a guided visualization that's by Sherry Clampett, and it's called Your Body as a Healing Garden. So what we'll do first is just really allow a deep sense of comfort to come in. So make all the adjustments that you need. In your position, in your clothing, so that you're just exquisitely comfortable. And then we'll take a deep breath. As you take that deep breath in, hold for just a moment at the top and then exhale to release that breath all the way down through the fingers and toes. So the whole body is releasing any residual tension at any level. And then you'll also release your breath. So begin, please, to draw your awareness inside as you continue to breathe deeply and allow your body to relax more and more. Now please scan your body from head to toe. And just notice the place right now that is holding the most tension. Visualize that tension as a seed within your body. Notice the hard exterior of the seed, the gripping or the tightening. Now begin to water the seed of tension with the relaxing flow of your breath. Take several long, slow, deep breaths. Breathing in peace and tranquility. And direct your breath into the tension. As you breathe, feel the seed softening. With each breath, feel the hard exterior of the seed dissolve and melt away. Transforming the tension into new life, from seed to sprout, to bud, to radiant blossom. Enjoy the feeling of transformation as your tension releases and becomes a beautiful flower. Now look for any other seeds of tension. And take your time to find the tension. Breathe into the tension. Each breath, a wave of relaxation flowing through you. Each seed transforming into soft flowers. Imagine now only the most healing rays of the sun's light shining down into your body garden. Feel the warm golden energy of the sun flowing deeply into your body and encouraging the blossoming of vital health and wellness. Visualize this as soft, beautiful flower petals blossoming open even more with the water of your breath and the warmth of the sun. Feel the freedom that follows release, the deep opening of your body. Now feel the golden light radiating deep into the very cells within you, healing and nourishing all that it touches. Experience the power of pure energy encouraging your body to blossom to new levels of health and well-being. See your body as a beautiful garden filled with brightly colored flowers, warm sunshine, fresh breezes. Enjoy resting in the light and relaxation of your garden. Okay, so from here, I'm letting that image fade away, but feeling still the incredible vitality and deep opening of the body as you begin to breathe deeper and letting that gentle breeze strengthen within you. Letting the fingertips and the toe tips wiggle, bringing some new life and movement into the body, to the arms and the legs now. And if you need a little bit longer in Shavasana, you are of course welcome to stay there. But if you feel ready, send your arms up overhead and take a big breath in. Exhaling, you'll roll slowly to the side. We'll pause here for a few breaths, feeling the spine quite calm and neutral. Feeling again the comfort of this fetal position. And when you feel ready, either stay here, or if you want to come up, Please find your seat now. And as we take a comfortable seat, one last time, we'll let our hands move into that position that was so comforting for us, whatever that was for us. With eyes closed and with an open and relaxed body system, now we can connect more deeply than ever with ourselves in a compassionately loving way, remembering that intention. And now please do bring the palms together at the heart. And we're going to take this good feeling that we've cultivated within us and send it out to all the four corners of the earth and all of her inhabitants, and even to the earth herself. So it's very simple. Just let your arms come straight up with your inhale. And as you exhale, let the hands fall away, as if you're just sending and radiating that good energy outward. Palms touch again at the heart. Inhale, the arms come up. And exhale to share it all freely. And a deep understanding that the more we give, the more we receive. One last time, inhaling, arms up. And exhale, sending it out. And the palms come to rest at the heart. By the light and the love of the truth, for the healing and the happiness of all beings, everywhere in all the realms seen and unseen. We offer and we dedicate the merits of our practice for the benefit of all that is, all that was, and all that ever will be. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you can take this good feeling with you and return to it as often as you need to.